The most dangerous thing in your life is probably not failure. It's comfort. Because failure hurts. Failure warns you. Failure forces you to pay attention. Comfort is something far worse. It slowly convinces you that nothing needs to change. And by the time you realize what it has taken from you, years are gone. Nobody wakes up one morning and decides to waste their potential. Nobody looks in the mirror and says, I want to spend the next 10 years becoming less of who I could be. That's not how it happens. It's much quieter than that, much slower, much more dangerous. A comfortable routine, a comfortable excuse, a comfortable distraction, a comfortable life that slowly removes every reason to grow. And the frightening part? It feels completely normal while it's happening. Have you ever noticed that? The biggest dangers in life rarely feel dangerous. Scrolling doesn't feel dangerous. Avoiding difficult conversations doesn't feel dangerous. Putting things off until tomorrow doesn't feel dangerous. Choosing entertainment over growth doesn't feel dangerous. But repeat those decisions long enough, and they become your identity. That's the trap. Most people think comfort is the reward, the destination, the thing they're working toward. But comfort is supposed to be a place you visit, not a place you live, because the human mind adapts to comfort frighteningly fast. What once felt exciting becomes normal. What once felt meaningful becomes routine. What once felt like progress becomes maintenance, and then something strange begins to happen. You stop challenging yourself. You stop exploring. You stop risking failure. You stop risking embarrassment. You stop risking growth. Not because you're weak, because your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. Protect energy. Avoid uncertainty. Seek familiarity. The problem is, your brain was designed for survival, not fulfillment. Survival says, stay where it's safe. Growth says, move toward what scares you. And those two voices are constantly fighting inside you. Every single day. The moment you think about starting something important. The moment you consider changing your life. The moment you feel called towards something bigger. You feel resistance. And most people interpret that resistance as a sign to stop. But what if it's the opposite? What if the resistance is proof you're finally approaching something meaningful? Think about that. How many opportunities have you abandoned because discomfort convinced you something was wrong? How many dreams have been buried under the sentence, maybe later? How many versions of yourself never existed because comfort kept winning the argument? Most people won't admit this, but deep down, they know. They know they're capable of more. They know they've been hiding. They know they've become comfortable in places they were only meant to pass through. And that realization is painful. Because now the problem isn't invisible anymore. Now you can see it. The nights spent consuming instead of creating. The opportunities ignored. The conversations avoided. The risks postponed. The years quietly disappearing. This is where modern life becomes dangerous. Because comfort has never been more available. Endless entertainment. Endless scrolling. Endless distractions. An entire world designed to keep you stimulated enough to stay occupied, but never challenged enough to evolve. You feel busy, but not fulfilled. Connected, but lonely. Entertained, but empty. And slowly, your future starts shrinking. Not because someone took it from you, because comfort convinced you to trade it away. One easy choice at a time. One harmless excuse at a time. One delayed decision at a time. That's how potential disappears. Not dramatically, gradually, almost invisibly, until one day you look around and wonder why life feels smaller than it once did. And then comes the realization most people spend years avoiding. The thing you're calling peace might actually be stagnation. The thing you're calling safety might actually be fear. The thing you're calling comfort might actually be a prison. And prisons don't always have bars. Sometimes they have cushions. This is the hidden truth. Comfort becomes dangerous when it starts costing you your future, when it prevents growth, when it replaces curiosity, when it removes challenge, when it slowly disconnects you from who you're capable of becoming, because every meaningful transformation begins the same way, with discomfort, the discomfort of honesty, the discomfort of change, the discomfort of uncertainty, the discomfort of becoming someone new. And maybe that's why so many people stay stuck. Not because they can't grow, not because they lack talent, not because they aren't capable, but because comfort has become more important than possibility. And that is the decision that quietly shapes entire lives. So here's the question. Be honest. What comfort are you protecting that is secretly holding you back? A habit? A routine? An excuse? A fear disguised as safety? You know what it is. You've felt it before, haven't you? That quiet voice, the one telling you there's more, the one you've been trying not to hear. Maybe it's time to listen, because the future you want will almost never be found inside the place where you feel most comfortable. And every day you remain there, the distance grows. The greatest tragedy isn't failing to become who you wanted to be. It's becoming so comfortable that you stop trying to find out who you could have been. Do you think comfort is a reward or a trap? Comment reward or trap below.